OK, here's what else is happening today. It's Monday, and with some of us dreading the week ahead, is there a way to embrace the week with a bit more positivity? It's a down day, Monday.
It is, isn't it?
To be said. Not if you're watching us and all adorned in our bright yellow and orange around the place. But it's a nice thing. It's a
sunshine,
nice thing. Very
radiating, just like Janey's always radiating sunshine.
Let's go to Janey Holliday. Janey is a mindset coach, and it's about changing attitudes, I suppose, Janey, and owning the day and the week.
Good morning. Yes, 100%. Why do we wait for the weekend to have the Friday feeling? Why can we not have it on a Monday? Well, hopefully my tips this morning will help. You're absolutely right. It is mindset. And really what I wanted to start by saying is that we have lots of thoughts, 60 to 80,000 a day. We're often not very aware of them. And we've got to be really careful that what we tell ourselves doesn't become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you start your Monday saying, oh my God, I've got so many things that I've got to do. I've got no time. The weather's awful. Like, I hate the winter, I'm never going to get things done. It actually becomes the narrative, your tone, your energy for the week ahead. So really listen to what you're telling yourself about the week ahead. And secondly, my other really big tip this morning is what I call the happily doing mindset. Look, as adults, we all have to do things that are a little bit mundane. I'm referred to as the Mary Poppins of the coaching industry. I like to think that I can help people make mundane things fun. You know, just because we've got these things to do, you don't have to be grumpy when you're tired. You don't have to be miserable when you've got things to do. So really look at how you are approaching the week ahead, and also let's be a little bit more light-hearted about our lives and indeed our Mondays.
Okay, so for a lot of people,
so what she's saying is you should be more aiming. That's what she's saying.
Be more aiming.
Yeah, you don't have to be grumpy if you're tired, Isabel. Just remember that.
I'm not grumpy. You're grumpy. No, it's not really. Janey, for a lot of people, it creeps in on a Sunday night, doesn't it? It's sort of, you know, the dread of the week ahead. And, you know, as you say, you've got to try and identify the little things that you can look forward to in the week or build them into your week.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a little saying, it's a bit of a cliche, but a Sunday well spent brings a week of content. So I like to spend a little bit of time on a Sunday thinking about what I want to put into my week. I always think it's a good idea to start with the fun stuff. A really big tip is don't save all the fun things for the weekend, but actually put them into a Monday evening. Why not have a movie and duvet night with your kids? Why not, you know, have a date night with your husband? It's all about looking at where we can put more of our, our focus so it's more positive. But also what we need to do is, I think, be really reflective week on week as to what works and what doesn't work. Last week, I didn't have enough time for me. I spent too much time on social media and not enough time in nature. So one of the things I started with as I looked at my week ahead, as I'm talking live time today, is how can I get more time in nature, more time for me? I've got my non-negotiables of the week sorted, which is my workout, my escape time. So for anyone watching this, you know, really think about what's the most important thing. Start with the fun stuff. And it's really about time management and your choices and your boundaries. We're not very good at those, are we?
So it's funny when she says start with the fun stuff. I mean, I'm a great believer in social media, Janey, that you mentioned there, that there are just some people, you know who you are, who just wake up wanting to be offended. I really feel sorry for these people.
Yeah, and I think social media is a really tricky one. It's just a habit, really, after all, isn't it? So if you are somebody that spends too much time on social media, you know it drags you down. Even if you're somebody that perhaps enjoys social media, but you're spending too much time on it. I said this last week with Isabel, you know, when you say yes to something, you are indirectly saying no to something else. A really big tip that I'd love you all to do as a little exercise today, actually, is looking at what I call creating your optimum week. It's the optimum week exercise. And think about what you want to include in your week that's fun, what you need to do, anything around relaxation, things that bring you joy. We all have the power to improve how we spend our time. We are the boss of our own lives. Sometimes we just get dragged through our week doing the same things that we do week in, week out. Why don't we change that today? And it really will change how you feel on a Monday as you head into a new week.
Yeah, you're so right. And I think it's really useful to learn the lessons of what stressed you out the week before. For me, I've had a really busy weekend and I don't feel like I've had any rest before I'm launching back into another busy week. So I said to my husband last night, next weekend, can we just do nothing? I just want to chill. I want to go for walks, minimal stress, ideally.
Do you get guilt about that, though?
Well, yes. I mean, because I had a lovely weekend, but it was just, you know, I've come back and I'm like, oh, gosh, you know, the house is a tip. And then I'm sort of all out of sorts. My sanctuary isn't how I want it to be.
I remember the last time I was in your house, it was a tip.
That's so not true. Stop spreading all these rumours.
It's a lovely house.
This is stressing me out more. But that's it, isn't it? It's about making sure that we learn from our mistakes and getting it right. Because you only have one life, don't you?
Absolutely. And I think, Isabel, what you've described here is what a lot of working parents struggle with, and indeed anyone who works. It's looking actually at the weak points in your week. So you've just described how you've kind of launched into a Monday, having had the weekend. You guys are obviously really busy with this new show. I've learnt that I need to do things on a Sunday evening that just kind of wind me down. I kind of need to transition from my weekend with my kids, I've got 3 by myself, into being a mindset coach on a Monday. And then I also find at the end of the week, I need to do the same. So it's looking for you, Isabel, great example of just looking back at last weekend. What could you do this weekend? And it's also going through this with what I call the growth mindset. You know, it's trial and error about what works. So whenever life feels, you know, pressured or overwhelmed, or you don't feel you've got that work-life balance right, just try some new things and you'll soon find what works and what doesn't.
And the other one that's an absolute shocker for starting the week, and Eamon, you can relate to this, is not being able to sleep on a Sunday night. What is that? Why is it that the night before the first day of the working week, when you really need to get your early night in, it just evades you? It's impossible. Any tips?
I was worried about the FA Cup tie tonight.
Were you?
I think that's
what was on your mind? Yeah.
That's what it was. Do you know what was on my mind? It's really weird, Janey. This is strange.
Yeah.
I was lying for at least an hour in bed, and I was dictating a text message to her, and she replied. I was able to read her replies to me. This wasn't real. This was just going on in my mind, that this whole text message. And then
what did the text message
sent you,
say?
well, can't go into that.
Oh, crikey.
I sent you a sound clip, and then you...
We do send voice notes quite a lot.
And then I would go, and then I'd go, just phone me, Isabel. Just phone me instead of all this texting. But my whole brain was involved. It was a work-related item with you. Incredible.
There you go. We've got to chill. We've got to chill on a Sunday night. Janey, always lovely to see you. Thanks for pepping us up. We'll right our wrongs and make sure we've got our tips all in place for next week. Thank you so much. Janey Holliday, Mindset Coach.
Thank you.